Hello world, this is Edward Bevilacqua from Ciao Tutti magazine in the Italian American Club. And we got lucky in that today Gino Scotto had some time to share with us a little bit about Zeffirinos and Las Vegas. Gino, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule this morning.
Sure, my pleasure.
Now, we usually start with your Italian roots.
Okay. My family came here from, my parents came here from Italy back in the 60s.
Okay.
My father and his brothers, two brothers, and his sister, came here and started working right away in the restaurant business.
Okay. And they went to New York?
Yes.
Okay. So your dad grew up in Italy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you speak Italian?
A little bit.
A little bit. So they wanted you to learn English?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So they used to speak to me in English from when I was very young to make sure that I learned English and read.
And that helped you, helped them learn English too, right?
That's right.
Okay. So, and what did your dad do in Italy?
He worked on a ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a...
like as a captain or what?
Well, his brother was the captain, and my father worked on the ship for a short period of time, and then they ultimately came here.
Okay, so cruise ships or fishing ships?
No, merchant.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bringing goods.
That's right.
In and out of Italy.
That's right.
Oh, cool. So your dad is no stranger to hard work?
No, absolutely not. My father's a very hard worker, and in fact, even today, he's in his 70s, and you'll see him still running circles around me.
Okay. I was going to say, my next question would be, and thus you are a good hard worker.
Yes, he raised, my brother and I are very hard-working people.
Okay. And did you ever do any time on a ship?
No.
Okay. So for your dad was like, I'm not going back to that life?
That's right.
Okay. And when they came to New York, they then went to Long Island? Is that the first place?
That's right. They went to Long Island, started working in the restaurant business, and shortly after saved enough money, opened up their first pizzeria.
Okay. And I saw they were also in the catering business, doing a lot of weddings.
Yes, and from that one pizzeria, they built a very big and successful business, including catering halls and hotels and other real estate development.
Weddings and,
oh yeah, we have 4 halls on Long Island, and between all of them, we do about 10,000 weddings a year.
Wow. So that's mainly a weekend business, right?
That's right.
It's not a Wednesday.
No, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow. So big kitchen,
That's
precision.
Right.
We've got to get this done by this time, or we got problems.
Right. Mass producing and keeping it like it's an a la carte restaurant, maintaining that kind of quality.
And is it like whatever your budget, we can help you, or is it you got to be this level and above?
Well, we have fixed prices for specific dates. In our business, in the catering business, you're not just selling food and beverage and service, you're selling time and space as well.
Right.
So certain times of the year, the prices are vary.
Yeah, by market demand.
That's right.
Like lobster. That's right. Okay. Now, when did you start in the family business?
I started when I was 7 years old working in a pizzeria.
Okay. What did you do?
I would just clean the tables and staple the tickets to the bags.
Okay. And then what? You progressed up to...
Yeah, and then started working the counter, and then went into our catering business and was working as a server. And then after college, I started as the controller for our whole company.
Right. Okay. So did you have to do any pizza making?
No, I never was a pizza maker.
So it was like, now what was your thought? It was like, I don't have a good sense of smell or good sense of taste, or it just never appealed to you to be making stuff?
Well, there were other positions for me to fulfill rather than being the pizza man.
Now what about your brother?
My brother is an operator back on Long Island, operating all our catering halls.
Okay.
And,
he cooks?
No, he's not in the kitchen.
Okay. Huh,
None of us are in the kitchen.
Okay. So you know Frank Bonanno?
Yes.
Okay. So he told me he grew up in New Jersey. His dad was in the masonry business. And he decided he didn't want to be in that business because it was just a lot of hard work.
Oh well, taking the restaurant business is not much.
He went into the food side and he loved it. And I think a lot of it was his, mother loved to cook and the smells.
Right.
So he took that path. But you went to finance with him.
That's right. I studied economics and finance at NYU, and started as the controller, and ultimately became the CFO of a fairly large business.
Yeah. And okay, and so what other lessons did you learn from your dad other than hard work?
Well, I still talk to my dad every day, and every day I'm still learning new things.
Okay. And how about taking pride in your work?
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of like a dumb question, right? The look on your face was like, yeah, duh, of course.
Yeah, we take pride in our work. We
just
take pride in
at,
everything. Yeah.
Up here at Zeffirino,
we have very high standards, I think.
I think I saw on the video that this is modeled after, was it somewhere in Genoa?
That's right.
A restaurant.
A famous restaurant in Genoa, also called Zeffirino's. The chef, Gianpaolo Bologna, very popular in Europe and in Italy, and he came here and opened this restaurant with us.
And so it's his recipes.
That's right.
And what if somebody comes in and says, I can improve that?
Well, we're always open to improving things. In business, you do that every day.
Things change.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's the one who says no or yes.
That's right.
And my hunch is that it would have to really be different to change his recipe.
Yeah,
not
be
easy.
It would have to be better. The recipes are very important, but a chef also is very much. It pays a lot of attention to the quality that we buy.
And what percentage of your guests would you say repeat?
Well, being here in
and I know that you're in the Venetian.
Right, we're in the Venetian,
so have 1,000 new people a day.
That's right, but we see a lot of same customers every year.
If they come back once or twice a year or whatever, and this is the place they go.
Yeah, this place is memorable, and we really do a great job. You can look online, and our reviews really reflect that.
And I'll tell you the surprising thing. So at the club, I told you we have 650 members plus their spouses. They go out to eat about once a week. When I put a survey out of where do you like to go, they talk about the local places.
Right.
Okay. They don't really talk about these places. And then we started doing interviews like with Frank Bonanno, Vittorio Reggiano, and Il Molino, and now your place. And our goal is to make our members aware of this, come here for special occasions, and also now that Ciao Tutti's distributed in 7 major Italian American markets, when they come here to know about this place.
That's right.
And it was just by chance that we happened to learn about Zeffirino from a student who you see almost every day.
Right.
And but this is just a magnificent place.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is one of the most beautiful places.
2 floors.
That's right.
How many does it seat?
There are almost 400 seats in this restaurant.
So this is one of the largest Italian restaurants.
That's correct. And we have 2 other restaurants here in the hotel. This restaurant does very well with conventioneers.
Sure.
It's a high-end restaurant.
Close deals, right?
That's right. It's a place where you can make an impression, and we do very well with that. We do very well with the leisure customer as well. But our other 2 restaurants are more geared for that leisure segment.
Okay. So one of them is what?
Tintoretto downstairs is a trattoria and a bakery.
And you bake all of your stuff?
We bake all our own stuff. And there's also a gelato. There's a gelateria in there as well.
Okay.
Again, we make all our own gelato. And we have a pizzeria on the casino level.
Okay. And that's called what?
Pizzeria de Enzo. It's my father's name, Enzo.
Oh. And as the finance guy, How important is it to make your own stuff, like gelato, do your own baking?
Well, in this business, there's always a question of do you make or buy?
Uh-huh.
If you're going to make it, it better be for a reason, and it better be because it's better quality.
Okay, and you got to have the volume too.
You got to have the volume. Yeah, it has to make economic sense, but it also has to be better than what you could outsource.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Why say we make our own? And people say, well, I can buy it at Costco.
Right. Well, a lot of restaurants are faced with the same question: do I make my own pastries and desserts? Do I make my own bread?
Most don't.
Or do I buy it? Most
Right?
don't. That's
Yeah.
right.
Because it's too much work to put out a high quality
That's
product.
right. There's a lot of labor. There is labor that goes into the unit cost of each one of those items, and you have to take into consideration, and you have to do a cost benefit analysis, and it better be of much better quality and something that is an attraction and makes you different rather than
Doing a lot of extra work to be just as good as if you bought it at the store.
Exactly right.
So now, as to you, Gino, are you mainly an accounting guy or a finance guy?
Finance.
Okay.
I understand accounting very well.
Right. So yeah, my undergraduate degree was in finance too.
Oh, okay.
Um, most people don't know the difference, right? They think money is money.
No, most people don't know the difference. That's
They
right.
think
A lot of people, if I tell them I'm a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, they don't know what that means.
okay. They might think you're the accountant, right?
Right.
So when I went to a Jesuit university in California, and the undergraduate degree in finance started with what is money? Just the whole what is money? How do you get it? What do you do with it? That was,
Right.
as opposed to accounting of now that we got the money, where did it come from? What account do we reconcile? So,
Right.
now downstairs, before we talked about this, you also said you're a bicycle. What do you call it? Cyclist or bicycle guy? Or
Cyclist.
is that what the term is?
Yeah.
You could have been a professional, probably, if you had the time.
If I started riding when I was much younger, I think I quite possibly could have been a pro.
And are you the right build
Yeah,
for a bicycle
exactly.
guy?
That's one of the reasons.
Okay.
I have the right build. I also have, the right lungs, and
Okay.
I was always a great runner
Oh,
as a young,
okay.
when I was younger. So I had that athletic ability.
How much of it is leg strength
In
versus
cycling,
arms?
it's almost 80%, 80-90% leg strength.
So would that be like a sprinter in running? You have
Yeah,
these big
you're
thighs,
using different muscle groups, but yes, it's
as opposed to
pretty
long
much the same
distance
thing.
guys have these long skinny legs, right?
Well, in cycling, you're either one or another category. You're either a sprinter,
Okay.
which you got the big legs,
Okay.
and it's right at the end
Is
of
that
the
like
race.
on the track?
Yeah, right. A track racing is similar to what a sprint is like a sprinter, and then or you're a climber,
Okay.
and the climbers are the slim.
Like you.
Right, and I'd be a climber.
And so every extra pound you weigh is bad if you're a climber.
Yeah. When
And
you're
it's
climbing,
taking back
it's weight to power ratio,
Okay.
and that's all that's important.
And how about breathing?
Oh
Being
yeah,
able to
yeah.
convert oxygen.
I actually have a little bit of a above normal lung capacity, which I guess
Now,
helps
are
me
you a
lot.
smoker?
Yes.
Does that affect your racing? Or not really.
It
Your lungs are
hasn't.
so
It
good.
hasn't, but I don't know the difference.
Okay. So it just could be that your lungs are in such good shape,
I guess so.
cigarettes don't. And how much does a good bicycle weigh, like the kind that you would use?
Oh, about 15 pounds.
Okay. How much does a Schwinn weigh?
Maybe 25, 30.
Okay. And that's just death, right?
Oh yeah,
It would be a joke.
yeah,
Somebody showed up with a Schwinn.
yeah.
Just started. Okay. And so you said you like riding out.
Yeah, because it's really bike friendly,
Okay.
and there's bike lanes everywhere, and you don't have that in New York, so it's
There
great.
are a lot more people in it too, right?
Riding?
Not riding, just there's more people. Like you have to be concerned about getting hit by a car or things like
Oh,
that?
always.
Okay.
But it's safer here than it is on Long Island.
And so do you try to write every week? Every day?
Almost every day.
Okay. And if you don't, it's over, right? You notice it?
Oh yeah.
What kind of food do you eat from here that helps you with your racing?
You could eat anything. You need a lot of protein. You need the
Okay.
carbs. You need fat.
Okay.
So a well balanced diet is really what you need.
Okay. You burn off the carbs.
You burn off the carbs at certain, yeah. You're burning fat or carbs when you're in the anaerobic state. You're burning carbs.
Okay. So that's like what, the last 5 minutes of the race?
No, the anaerobic state might be when you're on a climb,
Okay.
or yeah, when you're sprinting.
Okay.
When your heart rate is up to close to its
Maximum.
threshold, right?
Okay. Now let me just ask you one more thing about racing because it's interesting to me, bicycling. Have you done anything in Death Valley?
Yes.
How's that?
I rode Death Valley about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was really windy and it was tough.
Okay. Hot? Was it like
We
in the summer,
rode in February, so it
Oh,
wasn't
so it
that
was-
hot.
And would it be death to do it like right now?
Oh yeah, I would just not be able to do it. It's
You'd
too
have
hot.
to have too much water and always going into your mouth.
It's just too hot.
Just forget it. Don't even, let's not go there. It's just not worth discussing. Okay. Tell us about your first, do you remember the first time you came to Las Vegas in the history of your life?
The first time, no. I remember the first few times coming here.
Okay. And what was your first reaction one of those first few times? Like when you flew in and saw?
Well, I'm very impressed by what's going on here with the hotels. I think they're very impressed by what companies do with the architecture and
And the craftsmanship too, right?
yeah. I think it's terrific. I think it's something that just almost anybody would be impressed by. And
We
enjoy.
have, we have people from Italy come over and they love the Venetian because they
Yeah.
think it's a tribute. And we have construction guys talk about it and they say, the craftsmanship of these buildings is extremely high. So,
Yeah.
for example, you go to China, you go to Dubai, you see these magnificent buildings, but you get within 10 feet, and then you start seeing all of the imperfections.
Right.
And he said, the quality here is first class.
Yeah,
Do you
I agree with that.
So when you first came in, I remember you saying it's like in the middle of the desert.
Right.
So was that looking out the window on one of your first trips out of?
Yeah, you come over, it's completely dark, and you come over that last mountain, and all of a sudden you see the lights,
See the light?
and you get all excited, and
And no matter what time of day. How late is the restaurant open?
this restaurant is open till midnight.
Okay. And I imagine you're pretty full.
Yeah, most of the time.
Uh-huh.
It's when the conventions are in town, we're sold out.
Reservation
Right.
in advance.
Right. And when it's the leisure segment that's in the hotel, we're not exactly sold out, but we're very busy.
400.
That's right,
seats.
it's 400
It's not like a 50-table restaurant.
That's right.
Okay, and so when you first came here, you were saying this was a big, I'll put it in a polite way, culture shock, right?
Oh yeah.
Not like where you grew up.
No, not at all. And I thought I would never ever make the move here. I thought I'll never live in the desert. That's for sure.
And was it one day you woke up and said, I kind of like this, or?
Well, I
Because if you
came
look
here
back and
9
say,
months
what
ago. Came here 9 months ago, and with the intention of moving here. And the first 3 months, I was homesick.
Okay, was it like, Dad, okay, I'm going, or was it like your dad saying, okay, Gino, you're going?
Both.
Okay. And so you went, and was it kind of like, okay, I'm really going?
Yeah.
I'll see you guys.
We made the decision, and 1 week later, I got on the plane, came here, and I've been back to New York one time.
Wow.
I flew in. The next morning, I left because I went to pick up my dogs.
Wow.
And I drove them back here. I have 5 dogs.
What kind?
4 miniature pinchers and 1 Yorkie.
Huh. Okay. See, are Yorkies the kind that like to dig? Probably not.
They're all. My dogs
They're kind of
are bad. They have no good intentions whatsoever.
Okay. So, how long did it take you to drive it?
Took us 4 days.
Because of the dog.
Yeah, we had to go. We took a hotel every night. We didn't drive straight through. We drove about 10 hours a day.
Okay. And so, well, when you decided you liked it here, was it like one day you woke up and said, I like it, or was it sometime later you thought, I don't dislike it anymore?
No, it was more like one day I woke up and I said, you know what, I like it here.
Really?
Yeah.
And so everything was kind of going well.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of opportunity in this town, especially for someone like me who's in the hospitality business. And so it's a great place to expand. I have the foundation with my commissary and warehouse to grow a chain, and it's very exciting.
Yeah. So I'm happy to hear that. Now, what would you like our other people to know about Zeffirino? What's some other remarkable things that I wouldn't know about it? To get the club's members and then members of other clubs.
Well, Zeffirino, the word is authentic. That word in the restaurant business is used sometimes too loosely, but this is truly authentic, and I think being authentic is one of the best compliments you can get. But not only that, the service is impeccable.
Okay.
We really have professional staff, professional servers. Most of them are from Europe.
Okay.
In fact, when we opened up, we recruited everybody from Italy.
Huh.
And we put them up in apartments and everything. We did everything we could.
So they all speak Italian.
That's right. So
to you or English to you?
English to me.
Okay.
So we have a staff that their level of professionalism is such that it is beyond what most of the other restaurants do, where they have a staff that is not a professional server or a professional cook, but more like people who are working part-time with the ambition to do something.
So this is their thing.
Right.
This is their, you said to them, what are you? They don't say I'm an actor, but I'm working at a restaurant.
Right, I say I'm a server.
So this is what I do.
Right.
And what do they call you, Mr. Gino?
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of an Italian thing too.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see, so authentic. And, we would like to get you down to the Italian American Club.
Sure.
To see what we've got there. And I think this is a place that our members should come once or twice a year at the least. And, the special place.
Yeah, they'll love it here. You'll see, no doubt. We have, our food is really, really good. I mean, I'm very proud of the kitchen.
What is the signature dish?
I would say that my favorite dish, and something that's very popular that we do here, is pappatelli, which is like a ravioli that we make ourselves with the pesto cream sauce.
And this is your special pesto.
That's right.
Got the Pope in.
That's right.
And you must have liked it.
Oh yeah.
Was it the new Pope or the old Pope?
The old Pope.
Okay. So the new Pope hasn't tried it.
No.
And how about the desserts?
We make, obviously, we make everything here, and there are a couple desserts on our menu which are just absolutely fantastic.
Would you say now, putting on your finance guy hat, do most of the people, do you have a high percentage of people also get dessert?
Yeah, 80% get dessert.
Wow. So that speaks a lot for the dessert.
That's right.
Because I think in most restaurants it's less than a third.
Right. You bring out a tray of all your desserts, and that goes over real well.
So, what's the pounding? What are they doing?
Right now, they're pounding veal.
Okay. So these guys must be in good shape, right? So, and the restaurant opens at what time?
11:30.
Okay. So do you remember when Safira met you and talked about the interview?
Yes.
Okay. She asked you if you know Frank Milano.
Yes.
She said you smiled and said, he's my competition.
Yeah.
But
He has a lot of places here. Yeah.
He does. He's a good guy.
They're good people.
Frank is, you know Rob? You must know Rob, but not son.
No, I never met his son.
Okay, Rob is a race car driver.
Oh, wow.
So like you, amateur, professional, bicycle, he's cars. And he has the second or third Sunday of the month out in Boca Park, he has a thing called Espresso and Exotics, where guys bring their nice cars out there and just talk about cars.
Right.
Do you guys do anything like that with bicycles?
No, surprisingly, there's not a lot of racing out here in Vegas. I would be on a team and race, but there isn't really a lot. And I realize now that it's because, most likely because in the summer it's too hot.
Okay. Not because there's no leadership.
No, there's a lot of riders out here.
But no, is anybody leading them?
Well, there's a lot of group rides.
I see.
So it's organized.
Well, Gino, I know I've taken up a lot of your time and lines are forming to talk to you. But so thank you very much on behalf of the club and Ciao Tutti magazine and Italian Americans everywhere. And I appreciate it. And we're going to do our best to help get people in here. Not that you need it, but just to get our members to come here. And
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much.